In this video I'm going to explain how to connect Python to PostgreSQL. PostgreSQL, often referred to as Postgres, is a powerful, open-source relational database management system, RDBMS. It is known for its robustness, extensibility, and support for advanced SQL features. As a requirement for this video, you should already have Python installed on your laptop. First of all, let's see how to install PostgreSQL. We have to go to the main page of the organization. Then we can click to download. Once you open the download page, you will have the possibility to choose which is your operating system. For this video I'm using Windows. In the next page you can see which are the available versions for Windows for the 64 and 32-bit version. Let's click on download the installer. On my case I'm going to choose Windows 64 and download the latest available stable version, the 15. Once we have the installer on our laptop, we can start the installation. It is really simple and it will install also some other tools helpful to work with Postgres as pgadmin. I've already installed Postgres on my laptop, so I won't continue the installation, but you can easily finish it. You may need to restart the laptop after the installation. Let's now open pgadmin. As said, this is an application to handle easily Postgres. Once you open, you will need to set a password. On my case I've already done this step. We see that right now we don't have any table. Next step, let's open our Python text editor. I personally like to work with VS Code. Here you have a simple code that will establish a connection with Postgres database, create a table and fill it with some data. I'll also show you how to do some queries to manipulate data. To interact with the database there are many libraries. In this tutorial I'll use scopc2. You can retrieve them from pgadmin in Properties and Connection. The password is the one you set in pgadmin. Once connected, we have to create a cursor object. With the cursor object, you can perform various database operations as SQL queries. The execute command allows to execute the specified query. We will execute simple query to create a table called workers to host some data about people jobs. Let's then fill the table with some fake data. The next command are used to perform some data manipulation. For instance, we can select all the people with name Mary and print the results. Fetch1 is used to print the first element of the query. We can also specify other conditions as selecting all the people with less than 35 years. With fetchAll we can print all the results. The mogrify method takes an SQL query string containing placeholders for data values and a sequence of data values, usually a tuple or a list. It then returns a new string with the placeholders replaced by the actual data values. Let's again print the results. Finally, commit method is used to save any changes made to the database after executing data manipulation operations as part of a transaction. Let's finally close the cursor and the connection. We can now execute this code and we will observe the output. First of all, let's see if in pgadmin we can find the table. Yes, as you can observe, the table is there. We can use SQL in pgadmin to see the table content. Let's now come back to VS Code and observe the output. We can find the three queries we executed. The first query exactly returned the worker called Mary. The second one returned all workers with less than 35 years. The third returned the work with less than or equal 40 years and whose name starts with L. We've now finished this first tutorial about how to connect Python with a Postgres database and how to create table, execute queries to manipulate data. As second mini project we can see how to create a database from the content of a .csv file. For this video, I've already generated the .csv file, but you can find in the description the code used to generate this file. For that I've used the REST Countries API to query data about countries. For each country the CSV contains the capital and the population. We have to create a simple table called countries. In the next block of code we can read the CSV. Build a generic query to add a row to the existing table. Iterate each file row to add them to the table. To verify we have loaded the data to the table we can go in pgadmin and look for the countries table. We can also query all the countries with more than 80 million people. We can observe the output in the terminal. I hope you've enjoyed this introduction about Postgres and Python. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel.